How is this a science fiction story? I'll tell you right now. The body I buried in my garden keeps moving and changing its position. Every time I dig up the spot where I originally buried the body, I come to find out that it has moved to another spot in my garden. So then I have to dig up the whole garden again until I find the body. I then bury the body in the same spot but only for it to move place again, all on its own. I didn't want to kill Mr. Mayone, but it was simple heat of the moment type of thing. I buried him in the corner of my garden, and I started digging him up out of shame at first to say how sorry I am. When it somehow moved to the middle of the garden, I was perplexed. My garden is a total mess. Now obviously I am scared of people finding out that I have a dead body in my garden, and not only a dead body but one that keeps changing its position all on its own. So I started to invite people into my garden to see something science fiction. When I showed a group of kids about how the body keeps moving to a different area of the garden, all on its own, they thought it was horrific. I told them THST it isn't horrific but rather scientific or science fiction come to life. Whatever is possessing the body has to come from another dimension, and so it travels through the dimensions, and then through time and space, and then it inserts itself into the body. The kids watched me bury the body in one specific area in the garden, and then when they dig it up again, they find out themselves that the body has moved to another area of the garden, and they all enjoy digging up the whole garden. I then tell them that the thing that has decided to take control of the body, it has to electrify it through the particles for the body to move. Whatever is controlling the dead body also has to manipulate the atoms and the molecules of its area, so that it could move about. So you see, it isn't a horror story but rather science fiction. The kids loved it when I explained it like that, and I didn't mind having a dead body in my garden which moves around from its stationary position anymore. I was teaching science, and whatever has possessed the body has to be amazing at science for it to be able to inhabit the body. It's physics and biology working together. I mean, don't we humans manipulate science around us to make cars work? And don't we use the winds and fossil fuels to create more energy? And don't the living ourselves use science to demand nature to do what we tell it to do? Then this amazing piece of science in my garden became the talk of the town, and I started getting visitors from all sorts of people wanting to witness freaky science at work. Nobody has even bothered about whether this is murder, and it was a great idea for me to do this, rather than just keep it a secret. It's a science show, not a horror show.